So before we started using the data timeline, we just put all the data as we collected it into a folder. And to be perfectly honest, it was messy, and we didn't always know what was in there, and we didn't have any way of tracking if it had been shared with staff, if it had been shared with the school board. So the data timeline addresses the issue of making sure that we're collecting everything that we need to, making sure that we're doing it in a timely manner, making sure that relevant pieces of data are shared with all of our stakeholders.
It kind of ranges everything from like enrollment numbers and some of those types of things, how we're doing on that side, to students that are academically thriving versus ones that teachers need to reach out to a little bit more, that might need a little bit of extra assistance. So if we are seeing that one student is maybe failing their classes, we're going to implement whatever we can to make sure that student starts succeeding.
It allows us to serve our students better because we're able to identify those problem areas, fix them, and then hopefully the next year or the next quarter, whenever we make those changes, it'll serve those students better. Course completion data is one thing that we collect, so we're able to see, oh hey, so me as a music teacher, if I see, looks like students are struggling in guitar class, and then I can dig a little bit deeper and kind of find out why. So it's maybe more of like a flag for us as a teacher to be like, hey, something's going on in that class.
It doesn't give us the warmest fuzzies when we have really small student groups and we have students who are a bit behind. So we started saying, what is this data? How can we add to it? What story does this tell us? Not judgment, not let's feel horrible that not a lot of our kids pass the MCA math test or we don't have the graduation rate yet that we want. What is the story and what does this tell us, and what do we have to get into place to have different data in the future? And that, to me, is more inspiring than just looking at data. And we're the people who own that data, and we can tell our own story. And that's really been the impetus behind the data timeline.
We look at pass-fail rates a lot, and that can really dictate like curriculum projects or things that need to be revised, redone to make sure that they're both up to date and that students are succeeding in them. Everything we do is on a team in some way or another.
With that brings just like a level of accountability across the staff and integrity, which is just really great.
Where we're coming together to figure out how to best serve students. So I feel like that's something that Wolf Creek really excels at, is that collaboration side of it.
We just went through a whole equity process. We have an equity committee. Last year we did equity audits of all of our core classes, and we looked at ways we could improve the equity in our courses.
We just think it just leads to this model of intervention and support is positive. It's not all deficit. Everyone needs different supports to get along in life at any age, not just in high school. And our mission is to be personalized, and that's it. Like, what do you need? Sometimes it's just knowing somebody cares about you in your life, and then you want to do algebra with them. And continuing to push that culture from the admin level, I think brings out a culture of innovation that's really amazing.